still do expect more of the same this year going forward? Yeah. Pitching tonight, so which means you'll probably throw a no-hitter. Well, sure, we're wealthy doing fun. Huh? These are wealthy doing fun.
That wealthy community like
Yeah, do a good community. I don't care what anybody says. But he was the golden child. He was the golden child.
yes.
Yep.
This conference.
What's the old saying? How do you start? How do you make $2 million being a farmer? Start with 4.
Yeah, you better get 5 or 6, and then let Trump play with you. We really messed up cattle market like crazy. Y'all good down there? Y'all good? Good.
Ready?
Nah, you're fine. You're fine. All right. I'd like to call the Board of Supervisors meeting to order. Let's start with the pledge and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. We do have a quorum. We do need to adopt an agenda. The only item Brian tells us we need to add is under information and correspondence, make number 8 is a DEQ permit renewal and
Correct.
advertisement.
Correct.
For Mountain View Nursing Home. Anybody else have anything we need to add to the agenda this evening? What would you like to do?
Move to approve the agenda as amended, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Public comment. Public comment. Welcome, Kevin. Good to see you. All right. Anybody? 0 people are consistent. We'll do public comment again at the end. Consent agenda, we've got minutes from 10/14/2025. What would y'all like to do?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second.
Motion's made and seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. No special appearances, no public hearings. I think we're doing that all next month. Old business, Hoover Ridge Recreation Center Playground Contract. Brian, please.
Yes, sir. We've been, as you're aware, we've been messing with this for quite some time now. Finally got the donated funds in the other day to the amount of $806,183.37. The contract on this particular portion of it is the playground only. That comes out to $714,657.49. So we have a surplus here. The reason for the surplus is this is a 2-part project. Half of it will be the playground now. The other half will be the splash pad in the future, most likely next spring, early summer. Our attorney and their attorney have both vetted this, and they're fine with our general conditions, and Hannon is fine with their contract. So I think we're in a good spot with this one.
Do you have any questions, thoughts, anything? All right. Jerry, you have anything to say?
That's crazy. It's coming together so fast. Next week, we'll be putting in the pavement for the services for all that there, for the rink and everything, and,
Sorry.
is that it? It's crazy, but we're getting there.
Good. Anybody have any questions for Brian? Anybody have any questions for Brian, Jerry? Congratulations. Those big steps in the right direction.
Thank you all for your help. Really appreciate it.
We do have supplemental appropriation number 13. What would we like to do with that?
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve supplemental appropriation number 13 for the Hoover Ridge Park Playground.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you, Gary. New business, toppings fund committee recommendations. Net, we met a couple weeks ago.
Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry, just going back to the last one, I think it might be appropriate just for a motion for allowing county administrator to enter in that contract on behalf of the board, or the county, rather.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I will amend my motion to approve supplemental appropriation 13 and give the county administrator the authority to assign the contract.
We already voted on the supplemental appropriation. There is a motion on the floor with Jim's motion. Does he need to withdraw or get a second on the motion that's on the floor currently? Yes.
I would just recommend maybe just doing a second motion and leave the old one.
Yes.
That approved the,
Can what he said stand with a second?
yes. Well,
We haven't seconded it, so.
No, and yeah, very much. Is
Let it die.
right, I think maybe just a motion allowing the county administrator to enter into that contract.
do you amend your motion?
I withdraw my motion.
There you go. All right, there you go. That's good.
And now I move to allow the county administrator to sign any appropriate contract related to this appropriation.
Second.
Got it. All right. Thank you, Ann. Motion made and seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Very good. Annette, topping fund. We're gonna be just as confusing with you.
I'm ready, I think. So a little bit of background. The Toppings Committee was formed after the Toppings estate donated funds to the animal shelter. This was a one-time donation. The committee meets as needed to discuss projects and potential use of funds to bring forth funding requests to the Board of Supervisors. The county staff has solicited 3 quotes pertaining to painting the interior animal run area, which are ceilings, walls, doors, trims, the kennel flooring, and recaulking all of the kennels. It brings them up to inspection standards, also cross-contamination, disease control for the caulking. A Toppings Committee meeting was held on October the 16th to review the scope of work and funding requests. The Toppings Committee recommended approval of the project be awarded to United Painting Plus Incorporated for the total amount of $7,830. The committee also discussed the request to run electric to a utility building located behind the main shelter building. Facility and maintenance staff will install the electric service, but funding is needed to buy electric supplies. The request is to provide $1,000 for materials. The current balance of the Toppings Fund is $10,710.02. The total requested funds for the project is $8,830. Should you approve the funding request, the remaining would be $1,880.02. I ask the board to approve the use of the Toppings funds for the request of painting the interior animal run area by awarding the project to United Painting Plus Incorporated for the total amount of $7,830 and approve up to $1,000 for electrical materials for the purpose of running electric to the utility shed.
So
That was
moved.
very good. All right. Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. Is there discussion? This is the intended purpose of the Toppings Fund,
Yeah.
and y'all
Yeah.
getting animals adopted out to families and helping other communities, just a positive all the way across the board. It's an easy one.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion? Hearing none, all, please.
She's got a magic touch for that shelter. It's amazing what goes on out there.
I appreciate that.
That's
Thank you.
very good. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you, Annette.
Thank you.
All right, let's do electric, plumbing, HVAC RFPs. Brian, please.
Yes, sir. Several months ago, we went out on bid to look at securing services for electrical, plumbing, and HVAC through an RFP process. That came to fruition in October. Mooney, Jennifer, and myself, along with Jonathan, all vetted this process, and we came up with what you see in front of you. Electrical RFP, we're recommending Valley Automation, and then plumbing and HVAC, Riddleberger Brothers. Pretty straightforward. Their rates are reasonable. The one really impressive thing with this is Valley Automation has a very deep bench as far as services. They mess with SCADA, which we don't currently have a need for, but maybe in the future. Electrical engineering services, so on and so forth. This could really broaden what we're able to do on projects.
Anybody have questions, comments about this?
I got one quick one. Brian, the background says, earlier this year, we identified a need to have plumbing, electrical, and HVAC professionals on retainer to accomplish general maintenance. In my experience, on retainer means we're gonna pay them $1,000 a month or whatever, say, just to have them on retainer. That's not the case, what it looks like here.
No, sir. No, we'll pay them as they do the work.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
not paying a retainer.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my only question I
It's
had.
just another basically pre-approved vendor,
Correct.
like we've
Correct.
done with,
Right.
A&E stuff.
Correct. Done with A&E stuff. We've, I think this is the first time we've done electrical and plumbing, but HVAC in the past, we've had Riddleberger. This is just a way to make sure we're getting the best bang for our buck, and this RFP showed us that we were.
It's kind of being proactive. Other questions, comments? All right, what would y'all like to do with this?
Let's see, Mr. Chairman, I'm moved that to award the electrical RFP to Valley Automation and the plumbing and the HVAC RFP proposal to Riddleberger Brothers.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, Brian, tell us about the government shutdown and how the base jumping is going.
Yeah, everybody sees the news, but what we're mainly concerned about here is how it affects us at the local level, and it affects in a pretty dramatic way. SNAP benefits through social services, we're going to basically be unfunded as of November 1. So EBT cards, all of that stuff, we're going to be blank cash for the holiday season and in foreseeable future. The state of Virginia has stepped up. They're going to use operating budgets to cover that in full for the month of November. And they're going to issue it weekly rather than monthly. The feds always did it monthly. The state will do it weekly. And so in essence, if you were getting $400 in benefits before, you will now get 4 installments of $100 versus the one blanket fee. There are some other things that may come into play should this shutdown go in past the first of the year. There may be some reimbursement issues. That would, of course, be unprecedented. I don't think we've ever had a federal government shutdown for that length of time. But there are some things on the horizon. By far, the biggest problem that our community and most localities will have in the short term are the SNAP benefits, and that seems to have been mediated, at least short term. The caveat to that is the state of Virginia will be spending $37 million a week while this is ongoing. That's not sustainable, especially for an unbudgeted mandate.
Just a quick question. So I know, like, when employees are put on, laid off, they're gonna get paid in full when they come back, when the government opens back up.
Correct.
Will Virginia get paid the SNAP funds, or will the SNAP funds be automatically forwarded to the individuals, so that they're gonna get paid double? And how's that work?
That has not been, nobody knows,
Okay.
for lack of a better reasoning on that. It does not look like it. It looks like to me that this is going to be suspended. When it comes back in, there will be no backlash on it. But who knows? It all comes down to what their continuing resolution is in the Beltway or the new budget, whatever. Probably a continuing resolution is what's going to end up happening. But it all depends on what that is. If they opt to reimburse states, then obviously that'll happen. Will they do that? We don't know.
Thank you.
Any other questions on this one?
Yes, sir.
Thanks, John. All right, let's do the War Memorial emergency floor replacement. Mooney, you talking about this, Brian?
Well, I guess I can.
Good. Hold on.
Get the mic.
Yes, speak like Jerry.
So, we had a leak from a unit up there that went down and it kind of messed with the flooring, popped the tiles up in there. It also did some damage to the subflooring. So right now, we pull the tiles up as of now. We also put dehumidifiers up there to pull the moisture out. The subfloor went back down, so we're gonna screw and secure that. Insurance is gonna pay for a portion of this. I have to get it stated of what amount they are gonna pay. So it's supposed to start on November the 4th. We're doing we're gonna do, since we're doing that, we're gonna do the bathrooms and the landings so it all matches. It needs a new floor up there. We're trying to get it done before the Thanksgiving holiday because we have people that rent that area every year. So we're just pushing to get those taken care of in a timely manner.
Anything to add, Brian?
No, I think this has been a long time coming. That floor is in pretty rough shape. Mooney's done his due diligence to make sure we get it done right. The biggest thing is if you do have another water leak or something there and that flooring is not up to par, then you could have water in the courtroom. And we definitely don't want to see that.
Anybody have any questions on this one? All right. Tell us about upcoming public hearings.
All right, we got 3 upcoming. November 5th, the solar ordinance amendment. November 11th, the FY '26 administrative fees, which were to encompass the FOIA requests. Make sure we get that in there. And then November 25th was the livestock ordinance. This is not the same as the 4-H stuff that we've been talking about in the planning commission. This is for Mr. Cave and cows in the roadway. I'm not sure if anybody saw or heard that we had a pretty significant livestock motor vehicle accident on 29 about a week and a half ago. Luckily, nobody was hurt. Horse didn't make it, but no people were hurt for sure. A lot of property damage. So that's what that public hearing is going to kind of encompass.
Have you heard anything from anybody on that?
I have not. The livestock ordinance.
The only sort of live debate has been with Ms. Berry and the sheriff discussing whether or not it ought to be a warning system as opposed to the conversation that we had on the last one, whether it should be just discretion of the officer, or there ought to be a scaled warning system and then a ticket. That's the only thing I've heard so far.
I don't know, the 3-strike thing seems to be that's kind of tried and true. And $100 fine, that's pretty cheap. Hopefully it'll incentivize people to keep their animals out of the road.
And we do the same thing with the alarm ordinance, and there's a disclaimer in there for an act of God, for lightning strikes to make things happen, this, that, and the other. So, I mean, there's some things in there to kind of cover the what-ifs.
They got anything on that?
I just have a question. When it comes to, you hit somebody's horse gets out and you hit it, and then how does the insurance company, your car insurance company, take care of that? Do they go back after the owner of the horse?
The owner of the livestock, yeah.
Okay. So
Providing the owner of the livestock is claimed.
is what?
Is claimed.
Oh, claim, right.
Right.
Right. I just got worried about my goats.
Same, I was gonna say, same.
In other words, if you hit a cow on 29 and nobody can identify where it came from, then obviously your car insurance is gonna pick that up.
Right,
But,
right.
you know, if I got an ear tag or a brand on it, something like that, somebody identified, and you can actually contact the owner, that's a different story.
You're not branding your goats?
No.
No, that's
there's
unfortunate. Oh. I guess you're a
Their name.
Shane and Bellman. Oh, all right.
Increase my insurance, though.
Anybody got anything on any of the upcoming public hearings? All right,
Yeah.
let's hear about the DEQ permit with Mountain View.
This is nothing more than a renewal that happens, I believe it's every 3 or 5 years. And DEQ is just making us aware of it. They actually discharge into an unnamed tributary of the Great Run. And this is just, they have a pump and haul system for the sludge that goes to Gordonsville Sewer Plant, and then the treated water gets discharged into the unnamed tributary. So this is, unless the board wishes to make comment on this, is really no action to take.
Anybody have comments about this? All right, any questions? All right, we've done this. All right, back to public comment. Public comment. 0 public comment again. No closed session. What would y'all like to do?
I did have one thing to add, that the state is doing also for the SNAP benefits. Governor Youngkin dumped $1 million into local food banks to kind of strengthen the system while these things take hold. So that's just something to know.
Anybody else have anything? What would y'all like to do?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Thank you
All
all.
right.
No, it obviously.
This conference is no longer being recorded.